Hi everyone, it's Ryan with SacramentoAppraisalBlog.com, and today let's talk about housing inventory. What I'd like to do is share information about Sacramento County, Placer County, and really the whole Sacramento region. I'm going to share graphs like this. We're going to go through 9 graphs, okay? And I hope that you can pick up some nuggets in each one and that you have some more conversation pieces for clients, okay? It's important to understand the housing market to look at specific numbers. All right, so let's start with Sacramento County. We're going to look at the number of listings. You can see by price range the listings here. There's very little under $100,000 in Sacramento County. You can see there's only 50 listings right now. Of course, these are single-family detached sales. We're not talking about condos. A couple significant things to point out. The most amount of listings in terms of price are between $200,000 and $300,000. You can see this bar on the graph right here, very much higher than anything else in the market. There's still a strong dose of houses for sale between 100 and 200,000, but I'll tell you, a couple years ago, this bar graph would have definitely outweighed between 2 and 300,000. And so this tells us that values have moved up significantly. In fact, I'll say this too. Aren't you amazed if you're in real estate what properties are going for under $200,000? You look at a property and think, wow, is this one really listed at 160 or 170? The market is, I'm beginning to sense that more and more when I pull up properties to appraise or when I pull up comps or listings in MLS. So I don't know if you've experienced the same thing. Here's some months of housing supply in Sacramento County. Overall, Sacramento County is at 1.85 months of housing supply. Trend graphic says 1.9, and so they probably rounded up. But you can see in specific price ranges, though, it's not all at 1.85. For instance, above a million, there's a 12-month supply of houses for sale. Okay, that's what inventory means. At 12.4 months, we would say there's technically 12.4 months of listings available on the market. These listings should theoretically last for a year, right? So, but you can see the market is pretty aggressive between 100 and 400,000. Inventories ranges from 1.3 to 1.9 months. That's very, very low. Okay, so there's a lot of competition out there in the market right now. Days on market. Last month, properties spent on average 39 days on the market, April 2014. The year before it was 26 days. All right, so it definitely increased from last year, but excuse me, consider that a few years ago, properties were spending easily 80 to 90 days on the market. All right, so it's definitely a different market. The higher the price, the longer they're spending on the market. That's generally how it's going in Sacramento. I would ignore under $100,000 because there's so few listings here. Number of listings in Placer County. Now, under $200,000 in Placer, there are literally only 29 listings. I talked to a buyer recently who's moving from Sacramento to Placer County. They want to live in Roseville for less than 200. And I said, hey, good luck. You know, there's really not much listed. It's still definitely possible, but they're kind of far and few in between. The interesting thing about this data set is that Placer County shows the most number of listings between $300,000 and $400,000. You definitely have higher price listings compared to Sacramento County that had the highest bar between 2 and 300,000. Okay, so you see basically that prices are definitely higher in Placer County. And excuse me, I need some water here apparently. There's definitely a pretty healthy dose between 400 and 750 also. Months of inventory in Placer County. Right now, April 2014, months of housing supply is at 2.56. So there's basically 2.5 months worth of houses for sale. And you can see generally, the higher the price, the more inventory there is. Okay? And besides above a million here, you see a downtick. But that's an interesting trend and always something to communicate to clients. Days on market for Placer County. Last month, they spent about 55 days on the market. That's still aggressive. I would ignore most of the data here under $200,000 because there's so few sales. But generally, you can see again, the higher the price, the longer properties are spending on the market. Okay, so maybe 45, 50 days around here, under 500,000, but then closer to $1 million, you're going to have 100 to 122 days on the market, 123. Now let's look at the whole region at large and make a couple quick notes. You can see under $100,000, there are only 59 listings. Okay, and keep in mind 50 of those were in Sacramento County. So the other counties only have 9 listings when thinking about Placer, Yolo, and El Dorado also. So that says something. The most amount of listings are really between $200,000 and $400,000. Okay, this market under $200,000 is slowly disappearing. There's still a healthy range, but I think this talks it tells us a story about affordability in the market. Prices are definitely higher, and that's why you see so many more listings here and just less here. And so hopefully, the first-time buyer will still be able to find some deals out there. The market is definitely transitioning to be more of a buyer's market. But I'd say by and large, with inventory so low right now, it's still a seller's market, but buyers are slowly gaining more and more power. Months of housing supply, when considering these four counties total, you'll see that the months of housing supply is low. It's at 2.11 months. Okay, of course, there's many markets within a market, and you can really see very clearly a regional trend is that the higher the price is, the more inventory there is. So there's very, very stiff competition under 400,000 right now, and inventory between 4 and 500,000 is still just 2.6 months, which is still really low. But properties are there's definitely more on the high end, but just gosh, still a lot of competition right there. The last but not least, days on market in the whole region. The property spent an average of 52 days on the market, and you can see again, the lower the price, the shorter time on market, and the higher the price, the longer the properties are taking to sell. Okay, I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions or insight, feel free to comment below, but I'll be doing these hopefully more regularly, and hope that they give you something and benefit you. Thanks.